First up, the news no one wanted to hear. The remains of a 3-year-old child found in horrific conditions outside a Tucson home. And tonight we've learned that that child actually lived outside for a substantial amount of time and was starved to death. Under arrest tonight, Roman Barreras' mom and dad, mother Raquel Barreras facing charges of first-degree murder and child abuse, father Martin facing child abuse charges. According to court documents the News 4 Tucson investigators obtained late this afternoon, Martin told officers he confronted Raquel about what she was doing to the boy, but did nothing further to stop her from starving him. My colleague Kristi is live tonight in the Southside neighborhood where the remains of little Roman were found. Kristi?
Yeah, Tom, this is a pretty sad scene to see. I'm going to step out of the way, and Danny Bavaro, my photojournalist, is going to let you see this backyard. Back here is where 3-year-old Roman Barreras was found in a toy chest, which was inside an outside structure, if that makes any sense. Apparently, he was relegated to this outside structure quite often. And then there are the papers that you see there on the ground that Danny was showing you. They're in plain view. Everybody can see them, dating back as far back as 2009, but they show that the family has been struggling and getting state assistance for quite some time. In fact, there's one document, plain view, that Roman Barreras' access health care coverage was discontinued shortly after his birth. All right, we spoke with a neighbor, Stephanie. She says that she never saw the 3-year-old. The family didn't have water or light, according to her. The girls seemed on the skinny side. Neighbors thought of calling CPS. At this point, they wish they had. CPS tells our investigative team that there was prior CPS involvement, which of course Chief Villaseñor told us earlier today. The last known involvement that they can corroborate at this time, according to CPS, was August 2012. But CPS wants to do some more digging, some more research, see if there are more calls in their system. Truancy has been a big issue for this family for some time. It is one of the reasons that they were called out for neglect. Teachers have been calling the CPS hotline concerned about the whereabouts of these children. At one point, we were told that the children had been removed from the family and, of course, returned, mainly because of the older children not going to school. Quite a bit of concern with that for some time. I asked Chief Villaseñor how these children, the surviving children, are doing now.
They seem to be of good health. There's, like I said, at this point there was not indications of physical abuse, but probably this situation there were indications of severe neglect.
And did they have any indication that their brother was dead? Do they know anything or could add any light to this?
We're going to be looking at that in the interview, and we don't want to talk about that at this point in the investigation.
All right, so police very tight-lipped about a lot of what is going on. Of course, we have a lot of questions anytime there is a CPS case and a case of this magnitude and involving this kind of suffering involving children. I want to bring in Matt Fernandez, my colleague, who's been in this neighborhood, actually both neighborhoods you've been to, this neighborhood where they were evicted and then the new neighborhood on Pennsylvania where they had moved to. What are people saying, Matt?
Kristi, it's just total shock here. They're just amazed that a mother is accused of killing her 3-year-old child. There's a lot of people in this Southside area that have children of their own, especially on Idaho, where the remains are found in the backyard. And then we also went over to Pennsylvania Avenue, where there were currently living a lot of folks over there. Neighbors tell us the kids and the parents would stay up late. They would be outside, and they would be up very late at night. And they said the young children even told the neighbors that they never really went to school. Neighbors here still just can't believe the allegations that have occurred.
When they would hurt a child, come on, what kind of animal would do that? And then leave it out in the sack out in the back or wherever they found it. That's not a human being. You know?
Sad.
They need to, do something to the mom because that's not right.
We're going to continue staying here on Idaho to get more reaction from neighbors and see what they have to say. We'll be looking deeper into this case here. Kristi, let's send it back over to you.
All right, Matt, and just a reminder that we are dealing with 39-year-old Raquel Barreras, the mother charged with first-degree murder and child abuse. The father at this time, 45-year-old Martin Barreras, charged just with child abuse. Of course, Tucson police say that more charges could be coming for either or both of them. There was a 19-year-old daughter, a 12-year-old son, also daughters ages 7 and 4. Again, the big red flags that have been going on for a while now are the older children and their truancy. Apparently, teachers have been trying to find these children. The last known CPS involvement, though, or CPS being alerted, that is what I want to find out. That is what we really need to get to the bottom of. When was CPS last notified, and when was CPS last in contact with this family? Tom, back to you.
Kristi, such a sad story. Now, strong reaction in the neighborhood. We're seeing a lot of strong reaction on social media now to today's reports and arrests. Well, News 4 Tucson's Rebecca Taylor's here now. And Rebecca, you spoke with the owner of that home where this tragic event unfolded. Now, what did that person have to say?
Yeah, heartbreaking news. The owners of the home described the whole situation as surreal. They say that Barreras family rented the home for less than a year. After not paying rent and countless warnings, they were legally evicted at the end of January. The owners say they had no idea 7 people were living in the 2-bedroom unit that's part of a triplex. They were under the impression 2 adults and 2 kids were living there. On Tuesday, while cleaning the property, they described the home's condition as dirty and messy, with trash littering the yard. Then, when they got to that attached structure outside, they found a 3x3 plastic toy trunk with blankets on top. They say it was wet from the rain. The owner says they almost didn't open that trunk, assuming that it was trash filled with more soggy blankets. And that's when another helper tugged at a blanket, finding the skeletal remains. And being a reporter, sometimes we are the first to know and pass along details. So today, delivering the news that it is believed to be the remains of a 3-year-old named Roman brought the homeowner to tears. So right now, they do not feel up for an on-camera interview, but they did pass along their well wishes for the remaining children, ages 4 to 19.
Yeah, what a terrible shock they've endured as well.
Absolutely.
As part of this incident. Rebecca, thanks so much. All right, the News 4 Tucson investigators are working right now to find out more about the backgrounds of Raquel and Martin Barreras, what they find coming up tonight at 10, and if anything breaks regarding the death of little Roman, we'll bring it to you on air, online, and on your mobile device.